Akim. All praise, glory, and honor goes to our power, the Holy One of Yasharala, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem HaQudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. I'm going to start this off with the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 15. And it reads, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" Alright, so this lesson was sparked by an article that I came across that I'm gonna share with y'all briefly, Lord willing. You know, we in them times, man. It's hashtag expose Edom time. See what I'm saying? It's hashtag expose Edom time, right? Because it's time for this devil to be exposed in these hours, man, of the things that they're doing, of the things that they're engaging with. See what I'm saying? These type of circles that they're among, they're not small circles. They're large circles, right? And a lot of it is close to home, more closer than you think, right? The name of this lesson is going to be the wickedness. Their wickedness dwells among the innocent. Their wickedness dwells among the innocent, right? The one clear thing that we can see going on in these last days, that's been happening since the past 10 years, heavily the way it is, I mean as heavy as it is, we can see that it's the controlling of these children's minds, right? Because when I was a kid, because I'm 35 right now, when I was a kid, like a whole lot of things that was in cartoons and in in things that was in the media, we never noticed. You know, children like me, children in my age group, we never noticed. You know, it went right over our heads until we see them again as we're adults, and we realize, hey man, these people are wicked. These people are wicked, man. Right? But now it's not so covert anymore. Now it's open. Now it's open. Now it's blatant. It's in your face. See what I'm saying? You can't ignore it. And you can't miss it. Right? You can't miss it. Clearly they have their agendas that's gone through, man. And what's going on with our children? Our children are excessively what? Sexualized. They're overly sexualized in times when they're not supposed to be thinking about things like that. Right? Because what are they doing? They're teaching all these things in the schools. You know what I'm saying? They're pushing it out in the media, pushing it heavily out in the cartoons. You know what I'm saying? On social media, all over the place. And the thing about it is that it's in a time and age where the adults are no longer able to, you know what I'm saying, to put their foot down and control any of this, right? They're no longer able to put their foot down and control any of this because they themselves have been compromised in the mind, right? Those of my age group, they got children. More likely than not, they're in a position where they think, oh, this is okay, or this is acceptable, right? Meanwhile, Esau continues to do what he does. He continues to go around and he continues to perform in this circle that he maintains, that nobody knows about, but it's hidden right in main, right in front of your eyes. You see what I'm saying? Right in front of your eyes, it's hidden in plain sight. Let's go to Nahum. Let's get the book of Nahum, chapter 1. Let's get that real quick. Nahum chapter 1, verse 9. I'm going to read on down, and it says, "What do ye imagine against the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi? What do ye imagine against Yahawah? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. For while they be folding together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble, fully dry. There is one come out of thee, that imagineth evil against Yahawah, a wicked counselor. And these devils are wicked. Esau Edom is the wicked one. Esau Edom is the most wicked, the most vile. Right? A wicked counselor. Verse 12. Thus saith Yahawah, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down. Right? And I'm going to cut it right there. They're going to be cut down, man. They are going to be cut down. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's get Hebrews real quick. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. And it reads, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance. Though he sought it carefully with tears. Y'all need to ask the question, man. How terrible would this place be if Esau had the blessing? How terrible would this place be if he actually had the birthright? How wicked would this place be? You see what I'm saying? Where would we be if we had to endure this devil in his reign for an eternity? For an eternity. You see what I'm saying? In eternity. There would be no there'd be no end to it. No end to it, man. And the water Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, that the words of the script is not written for him to win, but for him to fail, for him to lose. It's the water Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi that we got next, that we are the ones that rule for eternity after this fool's reign and empire is completely done. Because this shit cannot go on much longer, man. It's only getting worse. Let's go to Psalms chapter 17. Psalms chapter 17, verse 9. And it reads, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about, they are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Right? We're gonna get into this, man. Because a whole bunch of stuff is coming out. And it's time for Esau to be exposed in these final hours. So let's get this article real quick. Bear with me, Akim. Alright. is reported by naturalnews.com. It says four Disney employees busted for the trafficking of children in Florida following undercover operation. And trust and believe, man. If it's one, then there's more. If it's four, then there's hell a lot more. You see what I'm saying? We're dealing with an entire network. The only ones that actually get caught are the low-level ones. The low-level ones that, let's say, the acolytes in this entire ring. You see, if you see the people that's engaged in these practices, if you see the ones that's in charge in these P rings, you see, you will find some familiar faces, some very familiar faces. You wouldn't be able to sleep at night if you knew who was behind all these things, right? Who took part in all these things. You would lose your mind. You see what I'm saying? That's why we got this truth, man. The water Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi for imparting us with this truth. You see what I'm saying? So we can be confident, so we can be stable. So we could be stable. Right? Because this is the type of stuff that people can't handle. Let's continue with this article. It says, while CNN continues to deal with the fallout from allegations that two of the producers of CNN are these perverts, it appears as though the Walt Disney Company may have some of their own as well. Come on, man. Let's continue. Following a 6-day undercover operation earlier this month, dubbed Operation March Madness 2, the Polk County Sheriff's Department said four Disney employees were among 108 people arrested in a human trafficking sting. 108 people. And there's more. And there's more. Because we see every year, man. We see these elites. They go to Bohemian Grove. You know what I'm saying? You think that Epstein is the real case? Epstein is the real deal? No, man. No, Epstein is nothing. You see what I'm saying? Because if they're willing to sacrifice him, then this network goes far deeper. Far deeper than you think, right? In a statement, the Polk County Sheriff's Office noted that 4 men were arrested for preying on children online. The arrests of a human trafficker and 4 children predators alone makes this whole operation worthwhile, Sheriff Grady Judd said in the statement. Right? And this is the type of stuff that causes people to end up or wind up dead. You know what I'm saying? Wind up missing and not heard from again. You see what I'm saying? This is that type of stuff. Right? Because the elites, Esau will stop at nothing. You know what I'm saying? He will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that he covers up his mess. It says the online prostitution industry enables traffickers and victimizes those who are being trafficked. Our goal is to identify victims, offer them help, and find and arrest those who are profiting from the exploitation of human beings. John's fuel the trafficking and victimization. Let's continue on. Where there is prostitution, there is exploitation, disease, dysfunction, and broken families, he added. One of the Disney employees was a 27-year-old man who worked as a lifeguard at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said Wednesday. In fact, I was watching a series. I was watching a series, an investigation series with my brother not too long ago, and it was speaking of one well-known trafficker or one well-known, peddle man who was who was in, I believe it was Taiwan. But one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of this stuff takes place over in the East, because what I want to say, they idolize Esau, Edom. You see what I'm saying? They idolize the so-called white man, right? That's what they do. They idolize them. They see them as heroes over in the East, over in the in the Far East, like Taiwan, Bangkok, right? These places that are poor, and they see the so-called prosperity of the West. They idolize Esau, and so Esau goes over there and exploits them by the use of his so-called whiteness, right? By his Edomite privilege, as the elder Malcolm would passionately say. So it says one of the Disney employees was a 27-year-old man who worked as a lifeguard at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge said Wednesday the lifeguard is accused of sending sexualized images to an undercover detective who was posting online as a 14-year-old girl. Well, what a way to trap him, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to read too much into this, man, because I don't want YouTube to act crazy. So let's just get into the scriptures right here. Let's get into the scriptures. All right. Let's go to Ephesians. Because Esau's not going to get away with what he's doing, man. He's not going to get away with none of this. He's got to pay. He's got to pay. Right? Their wickedness dwells among the innocent. Nobody's safe around these devils. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11, and it reads, "And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret." It's a shame. It's a shame for these things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if the average Jake was to see who's behind these rings, forget Hillary. See what I'm saying? Forget Hillary, forget Biden, forget Trump, because they all a part of that shit, man. Forget them. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't be buddy with Epstein over here, you know what I'm saying? And not be a part of that whole situation. You see? And that's one of the reasons why you ain't supposed to be a part of this these elections, right? Because on the one hand, these guys over here on the right, they're pointing at Hillary Clinton, all these emails and whatnot. Oh, she's a part of a ring. But then when it comes out that that Trump was actually friends with Epstein, oh well, this is silence on the right. You see what I'm saying? It's all this foolishness back and forth. That's why we don't get into none of these parties and nothing like that, because we know that all that is foolishness. All of it's a ruse, man. Smoke and mirrors. Right? Both sides are on the same side. Let's put it that way. Both sides are on the same side. And they're all a part of the same wickedness. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Right, Ecclesiastes chapter 23. Ecclesiastes 23. Salakia. Oh, Salakia. I got the wrong spot. Bear with me, Akim. Alright, Salakia. I was in the wrong book. Salakia Akim. That was Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. And it reads, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, holding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. You see? You see? He knows all these things, man. Nothing is hid from his eyes, man. Nothing is hid from his eyes. Right? He has his angels all over the place. Right? He never sleeps. Neither does the angels. So they're constantly watching. Okay? They're constantly beholding the dealings of men. Let's continue. Let's read that again, actually. Let's read that again. This is Sirach chapter 23, verse 19. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right? 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. Right? So let's end this off with the book of Luke, chapter 12. Luke chapter 12, verse 2. It says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Right? There's nothing that can hide. There's no place that they can hide, man. Esau is being revealed in these last hours, man. Right? And his fall is going to be devastating. It's going to be devastating to him. You see, his credibility with the entire world is failing. All right, so I'm gonna cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to say, call hello Yamla, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem HaRICANS. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Shalom.